here in this second term as the Rucks do battle. Verkic won their hit out. His hit out was towards Will Panozzo on the wing. Ball in dispute here as, I think it was Mitch Wild got a bit of high treatment and he's going to win a free kick for his troubles. That was Lockie Batchelor who infringed. And Hurstbridge will get the first look forward here. His kick out to the broadcast flank, straight underneath us, and getting a fist in was Stefan Uzlak. And we'll have a boundary throw in right in front of us. So the first close-up look from our commentary position here. As the umpire spins the ball back into play. Throwing was a bit shallow. McLaren tried to get first hands to it, couldn't do so. Lockie Batchelor's got the footy for Montmorency. He was claimed by Fitzgerald. Umpire says we'll have a ball up. And see if we can separate these two again. Anderson had a hand on the footy momentarily. Cam Wild cleans up. Gives it to Kane Hall. His kick was smothered. Nash Holmes is claimed in a strong tackle. Hall butters up again, gave it to Anderson. He's also claimed in a strong tackle. Hurstbridge fans were looking for a free kick. Nothing doing, said the umpire. And we'll have another ball up. As Verkic and McLaren do battle in the ruck here. Ball in dispute. And it's going to be a free kick to Ethan Taylor, the Hurstbridge captain. Marcus Lentini it was who gave away the free kick in the contest. Just looked like he held on for a fraction too long. And Ethan Taylor will have a look at the goals from outside 50.
The very similar story here that would happen when we were here a couple of weeks ago. After that first quarter for Hurstbridge was a little bit how you're going. It was Ethan Taylor who stood up and kicked the 3 for the Bridges. So let's see what he can produce here.
Kicks on the way from Taylor. It's not going to score. It's right to the goal line. Hurstbridge have the numbers if they can soccer it through. Or claiming the mark there, I think, was Uzlak. Umpire said, no way. And he eventually is walked out of play and we'll have a throw in the right forward pocket here for Hurstbridge.
Bit of wishful thinking there from Uzlak.
Yeah, that was a bit wishful. As ball spun back into play here, Jake Wild tried to go the hit out over his head. It might work out okay. Nash Dyer's got the footy. He's got a problem. He was given plenty of time to get rid of it. Blake Fitzgerald ended up with it. His shot on goal is a bit wide. Was looking for Naylor, who was manhandled into the contest by Binion. And the umpire was in good position to see that. So Naylor will get the free kick and have his first proper shot on goal for the afternoon. And this would be a much needed steadier for the home side.
Absolutely. A bit of a tight angle, which is not too sure if that's going to be a problem for him considering his accuracy, but hopefully he can get up for this one.
So he's in the wrong side. He's in the wrong pocket here for a left footer. So looks like he's shaping for a drop punt. Let's see what he can do, the Hurstbridge spearhead. Actually, he's going to go the banana. The left foot attempt was just away to the far side. Didn't quite get it bending enough. And a minor score there for Naylor. As the Hurstbridge locals start to find their voice after a pretty quiet first term. They're starting to get involved. And it's Montmorency leading 5-1-31 to Hurstbridge 1-3-9 on the NFNL match of the day here at Hurstbridge. And it's going to be Jenkin to bring it back in for the Magpies. He's going to go very aggressive, straight up the ground, right to the centre circles. No mark taken. Uzlak had the loose footy for Montmorency. It spills out and eventually the pack forms and we'll have a ball up almost in the centre circles here at Hurstbridge. As neither ruck really got hand to that. Fitzgerald gathered the loose footy and he was tackled high, said the umpire, who was in a good spot to have a look at that. And Blake Fitzgerald's going to come up with a free kick. And it's Lockie Batchelor again who gives away the free kick. So Montmorency just got to be a little bit careful here with their discipline around stoppage. As Fitzgerald fans, it's very wide looking for Kane Hall, who couldn't take the mark, but the umpire said he was infringed illegally in the marking contest by Panozzo. And so he's going to come up with the footy here. And his kick to half-back finds Jake Richards, who in turn goes short to centre wing and finds Mitch Wild. So his kick was a little heavy. He was looking for Nagel. It was over his head, though. Just over-clubbed it. And taking the intercept mark was Stefan Uzlak, who goes short. He was looking for Batchelor. Umpire said the kick wasn't far enough. He gave it back to Uzlak, who was also called to play on. He gave the handball off to Holmes, and he's going to go up the wing, but the kick was looking for Clark. It wasn't heavy enough to get to him. And another 50-metre penalty here. I was going the way of Cam Wild. Matthew Clark just grabbed a little bit of jumper as Cam Wild went to push back off his mark, and the umpire spotted it and says, come with me. He's going to march him to pretty well 25 metres out directly in front. So this is a bit of a gift here for Hurstbridge if he can make this stick.
It seems to be the roles have reversed a little bit. Hurstbridge have got a little bit of a calmer head about them now. It's been undisciplinary by the Magpies. They've given away a few free kicks now that were just absolutely unnecessary.
Yeah, just need to settle down a little bit, the visitors, after a good start. I don't want to let Hurstbridge back into this contest through the whistle as Cam Wild comes in and kicks the goal. I'm not sure what the celebration was, just a bit of drop dead sort of action there from the number 20 for Hurstbridge. He's got his second, and the lead is cut to 16 points. It's Montmorency 5-1-31 leading Hurstbridge 2-3-15. We've gone 6 minutes here in the second term at Hurstbridge on the NFNL match of the day.
No, good work there by Cam Wild as well. He played it very well, regardless as to whether or not some might think the free kick was there. But good to see that they've gotten another goal on the scoreboard, and hopefully builds a little bit of confidence for them.
Yeah, we've seen this before a little bit from Hurstbridge when we were out here watching them against Bundoora. They started slowly and then had to play catch-up in the second and third quarters as ball's back in the middle. Neither ruck got clean hands on it. Getting the clearance was Jackson Brown, but it's cut off at half-back, and Hurstbridge will get a chance to come away with the footy here. Kick out to the far side wing, found Nagel. He was tackled strongly. Loose ball in dispute here on the wing. Ball spills out again. Getting a kick away was Jenkin, favouring Montmorency. Gathering the loose footy at half forward was Corey Sleep, who's going to drive this one inside 50. Matthew Clark's got the back spot against Lachlan East, couldn't take the mark. East got a decisive hand in there, knocks it away. Hurstbridge defenders assemble and try and work this one out. Kane Hall had the loose footy. His handball was a little bit indecisive. Montmorency players appealing for deliberate or insufficient intent. Nothing doing though, so we'll have a boundary throw in the forward pocket for the Magpies. Ball spun back into play. McLaren had the front spot for Hurstbridge. Ends up with the footy on the ground. Just threw it away. Ended up in the hands of Jackson Brown, who had a flying shot at goal, but it was always wayward. He was pushed as he kicked, I suspect, and it'll be out on the full. And getting the free kick for Hurstbridge is Liam Middleton, who chips it in short. And hard to miss Mitch Hymas in the blue boots back there. Had plenty of the footy in the first term. Who retreats to the defensive goal square, and Nash Dyer's a long way from home in the defensive 50. His kick out to half-back was a little bit of a scrappy one, but the Hurstbridge have the numbers here. Kick was looking for Fitzgerald, and he made it work, had the back spot on Jackson Brown and takes the mark. So he's going to play on quickly here. Goes to Taylor, gets it back, does Fitzgerald. His kick inside 50 was a little strong for Anderson. Ball in dispute here in the pocket. And Binion is taken out by Naylor. And we'll have a boundary throw in the left forward pocket for Hurstbridge.
It's good to see, like I said before, Hurstbridge have cooled the Jets a little bit now. They are moving that ball a lot more fluidly. It's looking a lot better of a game.
A couple of really interesting midfield matchups. Looks like Ethan Taylor's got the job on Lentini as Nash Holmes comes away with this footy from the stoppage for Montmorency. His kick was a little strong, looking for Ben Patterson, and taking the mark was Mitch Wild, who is going to drive this back inside 50 from centre wing. And always in control of that one in the air was Uzlak. Takes the mark from Montmorency in the back pocket, and they can potentially switch this. His kick across goal finds Binion, who is going to wax with Uzlak. Just testing the umpire's measurement of 15 metres there, the Magpies. As Uzlak finds McIntosh, who we haven't called too much so far. He was a late in for this game. Wasn't initially on the team sheets yesterday, but has found his way back into the team, and his kick out wide to Nicholas Uzlak on the interchange wing. He's going to drive this up to half forward. Montmorency have got the numbers here. Lentini gathered the loose footy. His kick inside 50 was a low bullet. Couldn't hit the hands of a teammate. Fitzgerald nearly gathered the footy at half-back for Hurstbridge. They've got a bit of a problem now, the Bridges. They've got to get this out if they can. Umpire eventually calls a halt. And we'll have a ball up at centre-half forward here for Montmorency. As McLaren just Shuffled Verkic out of the way. Spirals the ball up to the centre square. Umpire said not 15, or it must have been touched off the boot. And Jenkins got a high tackle there as he took the mark. So he's going to get a free kick here, number 9 for the Magpies, who's had plenty of the footy so far. That kick inboard wasn't his best. Was looking for Panozzo, who couldn't take the mark. Montmorency might still come up with this. Oh, it's Fitzgerald again. Just an absolute masterclass picking that ball off the ground. But Lentini's gathered the loose footy, gave it to Holmes. Holmes gave it off in turn to Dylan Keating. Loose ball's in dispute here still. Holmes ended up with it again for Montmorency. Drives us to the top of the goal square. Well, taking a great defensive mark. Down there was Middleton, I reckon it is, who just sold the dummy to Matthew Clark and then delivered a nice ball up to Karakalchev at centre half back. He goes in short and finds Cam Wild, who's just taking his time working through the options here. Nothing on aside from an option down the line. That's a great kick. Nicely weighted onto the chest of Sean McLaren. So the big ruckman's going to kick this up to centre half forward. The kick was a little shallow. Always favoured Uzlak in the air. Decides to play on straight away. Gave it to Lentini, who gave it to Holmes. He had to give it back to Lentini. He was under the pump. Great tackle, got him down. Should have been holding the ball. It wasn't. Hurstbridge going to come up with it anyway. Fitzgerald regathers the footy. Kicks inside 50. Terrific spoil there from Baldwin from Montmorency. Ball in dispute again at half forward here. Fitzgerald is over the footy again. Got to get it out. Baldwin ends up with it for the Magpies. And that was great play from both teams there. It's a hot footy. And we'll have a ball up at half forward for Hurstbridge.
That was a very intense couple of seconds there. We had Bryce Arthur do a little pirouette in mid-air and then just all hands on deck when it comes to that footy.
McLaren won the hit out to Wild. That's Cam who spirals it up to full forward. Naylor was in front spot, couldn't take the mark. Binion had the footy momentarily. Oh, it's got to be a free kick. And it will be. That's Karakalchev, I reckon, who's got the free kick. Or Hurstbridge have got to be careful here not to reverse it. As Karakalchev plays on, he's going to run in and kick the goal. And there's still a little bit going on here as he got pushed after he kicked it by Baldwin. Umpire says nothing doing in terms of a secondary free kick, and Hurstbridge just starting to ease their way back in here. Montmorency have almost changed jumpers since quarter time. They've been a little bit undisciplined, and the lead is back to just 10 points. Montmorency 5-1-31 to Hurstbridge 3-3-21 on the NFNL's match of the day.
Absolutely looks like they've changed their jumpers there. This has been another flip in the game, just like what it was a couple of weeks ago when we came down and watched them play against Bundoora. Very slow start in that first quarter, but then they just come out absolutely rolling in that second quarter. I noticed that that's the start of that first. I thought it might have been a matchup between Fitzgerald and Holmes. I saw Holmes hanging about Fitzgerald a fair bit, but now that I think a couple of people just trying to do a number on him there.
Yep, a couple of absolute A-grade midfielders going head-to-head in the NFNL's top division as Montmorency get the free kick from the stoppage. It was McIntosh who found Holmes short. McIntosh still running around on his own. Someone's got to go near him. Or Holmes tried to sell the dummy on Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald got him, though. He was too clever for that and wins a free kick as Holmes tried to step around him on the mark. And Fitzgerald kicks a short ball to Cam Wild. His kick was... Oh, that's a big collision. Oh, jeez. Baldwin did well to bounce straight back up. Probably should have been a free kick. There was no intention of the Hurstbridge player to go for that footy. That was Cassar who was cannonballing in there on Baldwin. Montmorency kicked the footy up to half forward. Ball in dispute on the ground. Clark had hands to it. Gave his handball forward. And there's still heat in this contest from both teams. That was a fierce contest again. And I feel like it's going to be like this for most of the afternoon. Both teams crashing in against each other.
You've got to admire it to a degree because the way that they just get back up and keep going is so impressive.
Yep, both teams hard at it as the umpires picked out a free kick for Hurstbridge for holding the ball here at half back. And it's going to be Middleton who comes up with the free. He's going to drive this down the interchange wing. Well, all the tall timbers there for Montmorency. Should be a free kick going the way of Hurstbridge, and it is. It's Bryce Arthur who got a push out from Verkic in that contest. He's going to kick this up to half forward. It was a bit of a scrappy kick though, and Uzlak just reading that perfectly. He's taken a number of intercept marks down below us already in this second term as he looks for the short options. as the umpire said Nash Dyer, who was on the mark, played on too quickly, and he's going to march Uzlak up to half forward for Montmorency here. So plenty of 50-metre penalties going both ways at the moment as Uzlak comes up to just behind centre half forward. His kick short finds Binion, who's going to drive this inside 50. Inside 50 it goes. No mark could be taken in the pocket there. Loose footy to be won. Ball eventually rolls out of play and we'll have a throw in.
I think we have to give a bit of credit there to Binion. He's done an excellent job on Naylor. He's had 2 shots on goal, one from an extreme distance and one from a very difficult angle, and unfortunately has missed both. But I think that's absolute credit to Binion.
Yep, he's a difficult man to plan for as ball comes back into play here. Montmorency just trying to retain possession here. Clark's got it on the ground for the Magpies. He's claimed. Umpire circled for a moment, thought he was going to pick out a free kick, but he eventually decides he'll throw it up instead. So let's see what Montmorency can do from a forward stoppage here as a bit of a set play. Ball at the top of the goal square to be won. No one could get clean possession. I think that was Nash Holmes at the bottom of that, and the umpire does pay a free kick this time. Said Nash Holmes just sat on top of the footy and Hurstbridge will come away with it through Hymas. Taking the advantage out of fullback. His kick up the line to Kane Hall was a wide one. And it was too wide in the end. It's out on the full. And Camden McIntosh is going to take the free kick here for the Magpies. His very short kick sideways finds Uzlak. And Montmorency will just take their time a little bit here. He's got an option at centre half back that he'll use now. And ball ends up with Isaac Baldwin for Montmorency, who that's testing the umpire's patience as Jackson Brown took the mark and probably almost could have been paid a 50-metre penalty after he got a bit of treatment after he took the mark. The kick out wide looking for McIntosh was no good. They might come up with this anyway, Montmorency, and they do, as Uzlak comes away with the footy. And they've got the numbers here as Corey Sleep had his kick smothered, looking to go inside 50, and the ball rolls out of play again.
They're just struggling to convert from defensive to offensive, I think, Montmorency. They're doing a great job once it is out in their back line, but it's just getting the deliveries into the forward 50 that they're struggling with a little bit.
Yeah, haven't been able to get their handball game going as much in this quarter as we tick almost to 18 minutes in this second quarter. Hymas at half-back for Hurstbridge. His kick out wide. Uzlak just patrolling that half-back line with authority. Couldn't quite pick up the loose footy. He does now, though. Gave his handball over the top to Nicholas Green. Haven't called his name too much so far. Ball in dispute, and eventually the pack forms. The umpire will ball it up just in front of the interchange gate.
Dyer spent it before he had it. Then you see where he wanted to go, just the ball didn't follow.
I'd be putting some time into Uzlak, I think, if I was the Hurstbridge coaching staff. He's pretty much running around unattended at the moment as the loose player down back from Montmorency. He's having a huge influence on this game, taken 3 or 4 really good intercept marks so far. He's coming back to play on Naylor inside 50 now as Montmorency sort out their matchups. Ball spun back into play, taking a turn in the ruck. There was Logan Butcher who got his kick away. Ball goes inside 50 off the boot of Jackson Brown. Matthew Clark's got the loose footy, gave a handball over his shoulder. Wasn't really to the advantage of his teammate. Loose ball in dispute here inside 50, and Hurstbridge have the numbers to work it out. Barnes goes short and finds Fitzgerald, who be nudging 20 possessions again already, I reckon, in this game. His kick out to the wing's a good one. Finds the hand of Ethan Taylor, who's going to kick this up towards Naylor, looking for a mark. Couldn't do so. Kalen Anderson produced a perfect roving position, though. His kick towards goal was not great, though, looking for Karakalchev, and the kick was a little strong and is out on the full. So Montmorency will bring this back in. Jenkin goes short over the top and finds Lentini. Lentini also goes short. Made Uzlak work for it a little bit in between 3 Hurstbridge defenders, but no harm done. He takes the mark at right half back here for the Magpies. He's going to drive this ball up to centre wing. Matthew Clark was there for Montmorency. Couldn't take the mark. Was fisted away from him. And we'll have another boundary throw-in.
Bit more of a quiet second half of this quarter, I think. There isn't too much happening. It's a very much of a ping-pong ball. It flies in one, goes straight back out, flies in another, goes straight back out.
Just the 2 goals so far in this second term, both coming the way of Hurstbridge. McIntosh gave the handball away to Keating. Handball was a bit strong though, and Hurstbridge can come up with this. Taylor gathers the loose footy. His kick wasn't great though. Baldwin comes up with the loose footy for Montmorency. He's going to drive this inside 50. Was looking for Patterson. The kick was a little strong. Taylor's there for East, was there for Hurstbridge. They might be able to work this out. Oh, the kick was a bit scrappy though from the defensive goal square. And it's been cut off. Can't quite see who that is. Might be Connor Kane, I reckon that is number 70. So Montmorency will have a shot here. Just trying to work out who that is. 76 isn't on the team sheet, so there's obviously been a jumper change somewhere along the line. As Josh Mills it is who's going to have a shot for goal. Kick is on the way, and it looks pretty good. And that's a nice response there from Montmorency as, they're into it again here at half forward. And that's a bit of a response there from the Magpies after giving up the first 2 goals of this quarter. They've got one back, and they lead 6-1-37 to Hurstbridge, 3-3-21 on the NFNL's match of the day.
You'd like to think that it's a bit of a confidence boost there for the Magpies, just only being, I believe, their first score for the quarter, I think, after Hurstbridge has had the 2 goals. So hopefully after that they can start getting the ball rolling for them.
Yep, this quarter's definitely been played more on the terms of Hurstbridge. Montmorency haven't been able to quite get that fast handball game going that we saw in the first quarter that proved really effective. As Verkic is back in the ruck, beautiful hit out to Holmes, who was looking for Lentini with the handball. He went to try and sock it off the ground, couldn't make contact. Hurstbridge have got the numbers there. Fitzgerald gave his handball away to Nagel, I reckon that is. Actually, Ethan Taylor, beg your pardon, got the kick down to half forward. Anderson and Baldwin do battle in a one-on-one, and eventually the boundary line wins out, so I'll have a throw in at right half forward here for Hurstbridge. Just in front of the social rooms here at Ben Friley Oval. Boundary umpire spins it back into play. Verkic won the hit out over Wild. Ball tracks towards the boundary line. Cam Wild gathered the loose ball and he's eventually claimed. I'm sure there's a few Montmorency players who would like to make themselves acquainted with Cam after what happened in the final series last year. As the boundary umpire does his thing again. Verkic and Wild in the ruck. Cam Wild was on the flyby through the stoppage, couldn't gather the loose footy. Eventually he's claimed again. So we'll have a ball up this time rather than a boundary throw-in. Still at half forward here for the home side. As the field umpire just sorts him out. Verkic was up high, couldn't get hands to the footy. Ball comes out to Fitzgerald. His handball over the top was to no one in particular. And Montmorency come away with it through the dash of Nicholas Green. His kick out to the wing. Didn't quite meet Patterson on the full. He made it work though. He's going to drive this inside 50. Up was... Well, it was a heavy collision there from Lachlan East on Montmorency player in Will Panozzo, who won the free kick. East didn't have ice for the footy, and the umpire pays the free kick the way of Montmorency. So Panozzo will go back and have a look at goals on about a 45-degree angle from about 45 metres out. Just ticking up to 24 minutes here at Ben Friley Oval in this second term. Half-time probably not far away. Hasn't been many goals kicked in this quarter. As Will Panozzo, his kick's on the way. And it's got the carry. Terrific finish there from William Panozzo. That's his first goal of the day. Montmorency's 7th. They've been deadly accurate in front of goals so far today. And they've erased the good work of Hurstbridge from earlier in the term. It's 2 goals apiece in the second term. And it's Montmorency leading by 22 points as they did at quarter time. It's 7-1-43 the Magpies to Hurstbridge 3-3-21.
It's a bit of a funny game because if you're not looking at the scoreboard, especially this quarter, you would think that Hurstbridge were up, but Montmorency are just doing a great job at keeping them at arm's distance in terms of the scoreboard.
Yeah, it looks like the Magpies have just settled down over the last 5 minutes or so. Verkic won the hit out to Lentini. His handball was cut off. Mitch Dale's going to pick it up for Hurstbridge. Drive this inside 50. Could be having a shot. Oh, just missed to the right-hand side. Goal umpire was interested for a fraction of a second, but the kick was wayward. So just the minor score for the Bridges. They move to 3-4-22 to Montmorency 7-1-43. As Jenkin brings this back in and finds McIntosh, who honestly must just be sort of walking through the crowd, I reckon, and then pops up free on his own. Not a lot of accountability being shown to him by Hurstbridge so far, as his kick up the line didn't really favour anyone in the contest and eventually rolls off hands for a throw-in at half forward for Hurstbridge. So half-time approaching here, a couple of minutes left in this second term. Ball spun back into play. McLaren just completely dealt with Verkage in the contest. Umpire said it was fine. Lentini came up with the loose footy. Has a bounce. Has to get rid of it quickly now, though. Does to Jenkin. Jenkin also got a bit of treatment after he kicked, but the umpire said it was fine. The kick finds Dylan Keating on the wing. His kick was a little heavy looking for Nicholas Green. Couldn't take the mark. Hurstbridge have got the numbers to come up with this. Nash Dyer's kick up the line was a bit scrappy as well. Stefan Uzlak's handball was a bit strong for Jenkin. Hurstbridge have got numbers to swoop on this. Fitzgerald short kick finds Wild at half forward. That's Cam. And straight away he says he wants to stop and have a shot. Decides to play on anyway. And his short kick was a good one. And finds the chest of Luke Cassar, who can have his first shot of the day and the first meaningful contribution for him in this contest. So he'll have the shot here from probably 40, 45 metres out. No real angle to speak of. Just off to the left of centre here. Kicking to the scoreboard end of the ground here at Hurstbridge. This will be a bit of a team lift-up as we get towards half-time. Cassar's on the runway here for Hurstbridge. His left foot effort got the journey, but not the accuracy. It's off to the right. And just the minor score for the number 34 for Hurstbridge. As Montmorency bring this back in quickly. Jenkin found Holmes unattended in the back pocket, and that may just see us out for this quarter. Holmes' kick was a little dicey. Nice kick to touch there from the Magpies midfielder, and it rolls out of play for a boundary throw-in. So that'll just about do us, I reckon, for the quarter as the boundary umpire gets us back underway. Throw-in was again a little shallow. McLaren just took it on the chest, had his handball go over the top to Cam Wild, who sees it out of play again. A few players just saying, how do you do to each other? And that is it for half-time as both sides head towards their respective huddles. And pretty good contest in this first half, but it's Montmorency who holds sway here at Ben Friley Oval. They lead 7-1-43 to Hurstbridge 3-5-23.